Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another YouTube video. So, in this video, I'm literally going to give you guys the $1 million sales script. This sales script itself, the strategy overall, made us multiple $1 million. And when I say that, it's because we have been utilizing it for the last 3 years across multiple businesses. And if you understand the psychology of it, you can utilize it in everyday activities when you're negotiating car, house, whatever you're doing. If you understand this process, you'll be closing a lot more. So this video is for agency owners that are already running an agency, are pretty successful, but they're looking to increase their close rate. Or this is for someone that's just getting into the agency space and they don't even know how to close their initial client. So maybe you had a few booked appointments, but maybe you're stumbling across your sales process and your speech, and you just aren't really sure where to take the sale and how to close the deal. Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest goal with any call that you guys take is to close the deal. And we'll go through all that. The reason I love this sales script and the reason it's been doing so well is because it's not one of those scammy strategies where you see on Wolf of Wall Street, or those other methods where it's like convince them and sell them and be aggressive. No, like, this is what I call the doctor frame. And if you just position yourself as a doctor in these calls and you provide a solution for their problems, that's all you need to do. Because at the end of the day, that's what business is. If you offer a true service or product, you're offering a solution to their problem. Why do I need to convince you on something that you don't need? Does it work? Like, yeah, people have made millions, yes, but sooner or later, people find out that it is a scam, and you'll go out of business. So again, this is for people that actually have like a legit business. So this video will be probably 20, 30 minutes long. There's a lot that we're going to cover, so make sure you guys actually take down notes. And I'm actually going to have the script on my website, which is amelkilich.com, where you guys can download it. All right, so let's start from the top. So the whole point here is that you're offering a high ticket product. So high ticket is what I consider anything more than $1,000. Most of our calls are done on Google Meet, but this can work on a regular phone call as well. Just so you know, 70% of the closes will probably be a follow up, but you can definitely close on a first call, especially if your service is below 2K a month. Or it's a little bit more expensive. We talk to, like VPs, which need to get everything approved by their CEO or someone above. But just so you know, just because you have an appointment scheduled, it's not going to be like a close. And if they tell you like, hey, sounds good, send me an email, it's probably not going to be a close. Like, usually that's what like naive salespeople thinks. Like if someone tells them to send me an email, I'll sign up, they're not going to sign up. And over time, you'll figure that out. So it is important to have a good follow up strategy post this sales script. Now, before every call, whenever we bring on a salesperson, I always stress the fact that almost 50% of the success of the sales call depends on your energy and your confidence and your tonality. So I can give you the script and you can follow the same strategy and I can follow it. If you don't have the energy and the authority and if you don't sound confident, you're not going close. While I will. So before like any sales call, I always recommend that you get your energy up. If you can get up, walk around a little bit, get excited, and then also like to visualize the close. So before the call even happens, I'm already thinking about how they're paying and how I'm going to schedule the onboarding. And another thing is like just make sure Wi-Fi is good. Make sure your setup is good. Like have something in the background. Make sure it's not cluttered. Uh, I believe in first appearances, since it is like a Google Meet. You can't really showcase like what you're dressing, but like this is your first appearance. Like imagine you're going to a meeting and you're just wearing shorts and just a regular tee. It's not the best first experience. So make sure your first appearance, which is this, looks good. Now, when it comes to the initial stage, so As I go through this, I'll kind of cover the biggest objections people get, and I'll tell you exactly where you guys screw up. Because if you do it correctly, you won't get the objection. So a lot of times when we're breaking down the pain points, we dig deep. So we find out personal things about them. So how much revenue are they making? What's the biggest issue that they're facing, and so forth. If you don't open them up, they won't share that information with you. And I don't know if you guys were ever in a call where you're like asking these questions. Are people like just answering you with one words like, "How's business going?" It's good. Um, what are you looking to get out of this call? Just want to see what you have to offer. Okay. When are you looking to get started? ASAP. Like all these are one word responses, which it doesn't sound like they're all in and they're not investing in the call. Because guess what? At the end of the call, when you're like, all right, the service is 3K, 5K, whatever, they're like, okay, I'll get back to you. You never really like got them motivated, excited. So at the beginning, I want them to just open up to me. When I say open up, they share more than just 3 words. Like, how's your day going? If they say good, I'll ask more. Amazing. By the way, where are you guys located? Tampa. Okay, another one word. Awesome. If it's like Monday, I'll ask them like, "How's your weekend?" Or if it's Friday, "How did your week go?" Or I see that you're located in Tampa. I was just there last week. What part of Tampa are you located in? Or try to like reference something happening in the city. Whatever it is, just get them to open up. As soon as they give you at least 3 word response, then you can move on to part two. So, how's your day going? Where are you located? Um, how's your week? How's your weekend? Whatever. And out here, I do have like a more aggressive approach. It really depends on you. The point of the script is for you to understand the psychology, not for you to follow it verbatim. So, here, like you could set the attention. Usually I change it up depending on the lead. So here I have, I want to be respectful of both your time and mine. I have a hard stop at the top of the hour. Do you have time today for the full 45 minutes? So here you can say, I know that we booked a 30-minute meeting. I do have a hard stop after 30. I have another meeting. Just want to make sure that we actually have time to review everything since it will take us 30 minutes. Is that okay with you? Because if they're like driving, they only have 5 minutes, reschedule it because you might give them like some information, but you can't close them. So it can just alter the whole sale. And they're like, okay, cool. This is where I like to really set the foundation. So just so you know, the intent of the call today is for us to find out, exactly what struggles you're dealing with in the marketing space and figure out what we can do to help you. You know, by the way, at the end of the call, I don't want to waste your time or mine, like I mentioned. It's okay if you just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Like I won't get offended if it's not a good fit. I would rather you just be honest with me and not say let me think about it if you're truly not interested in it. Is that fair? They'll probably just say yes. All right. So that's where we covered the I need to think about objection and then also the I need to speak to my partner objection. So before you even jump in, you say, by the way, is there anyone else that you want me to add to the call? Anyone else that is involved in the decision making process? Don't say, are you the decision maker? Because you might offend them if they're not. Just say, is there anyone else that's involved in the decision making process that you would like me to add to this call? They might say, like, yeah, CEO, but I want to take this call to make sure it's worth our time before I get the CEO involved, which is fair, but I gave it a try. And I also know that now there is a CEO that's a decision maker. So I will try to position it all around him being our super fan within a company so that he sells it to the CEO. Because you want to like play the player. I always talk about like playing the player and understanding who you're pitching. All right. So the real like step two, stage two is putting your white coat on and becoming a doctor. A lot of times when you see those aggressive sales techniques, everyone's like, sell me to spend. Um, they're on this call for a reason. You need to understand that. So even though they might be an asshole or they might be answering with one words, no matter what, they're not on this call because they're bored. Like they didn't book a call on Tuesday at 2 p.m. because they're bored and they just want to talk to some random person. They have a problem that they're looking to fix. And the whole point of this call is to figure out exactly what the problem is and how deep their pain is. So before I even jump in, I like to know why they decided to reach out to us. So like what made you decide to reach out to us? What motivated you to jump onto this call today? I'm extracting some pain already. Because if you don't go down this path, you might be selling them on a pain that maybe they don't even have. Like maybe you're like, hey, let's fix your ads, but maybe their ads are good. Maybe they're looking to get out of the business and maybe plug in a marketing department that can take over the whole department. That's why you need to sell them. Maybe you're selling them the wrong thing. So let them tell you exactly what motivated them to join. Usually be like, well, I'm looking to expand the business. I'm looking for someone that has done it in the past, or I've been doing the ads myself. I'm looking to work on the business more. So I want someone that can take over that department for me. Whatever it is, you can start pre-assuming what you need to sell them on. Now, some of these things are there. You don't want to push too hard because some of them are aggressive. Again, player to player, but it's there for you. So if they're like, hey, like I'm looking for someone that can fix the ads for me, cool. How long have you been facing with this issue, if you don't mind me asking? And what have you done in the past? And why do you think it didn't work? So you're kind of getting them to talk about why everything they've done so far isn't working and why you are their solution. Um, and then this is another like kind of like aggressive approach, but with those let me think about it people, you want to like bring up the fact that like I'm sure you've thought about it for a few months now or maybe a year. What's going to change in the next 6 months or a year? I don't want you to keep on thinking about it. I want to implement a solution that will work for you, right? So we have all the possible objection handling moments early on so that we don't have to deal with it afterwards. So read through this, utilize two or three of them, just open them up and figure out some pain points that they're facing. And then I like to reiterate whatever they mentioned. So just like, okay, perfect. So what I'm understanding is that you're running the ads yourself right now. You had a few marketing companies in the past. It seems like it didn't work, but been trying to solve this issue because you don't want to run the ads yourself. You have more important things to do. Is that safe to assume? Is that what we're discussing here today? And they'll probably say, yeah. And then I like to jump into the dream. So you want to sell the current pain, but you also want to sell the dream because sometimes that your price point isn't worth the pain, but it might be worth the dream. So maybe the pain right now is that he doesn't want to work on it, but is he willing to pay 10K a month for that? Probably not. I don't know. Sometimes, obviously, if their time is worth more, they will. But if a company is roughly making 50K a month, they're like, I don't know, 10K is a lot of money. But if I'm like, okay, tell me about where you want to go with the business. I know that you're currently doing the ads and so forth, and you want to work on the business. What is the 6 month and 12-month goal for the business? I know that you mentioned that you're making 50K a month right now. Where do you see the business in 6 months, 12 months if we're able to, plug in our team and help you scale? And that's where he'll start breaking down, he or she start breaking down the fact that, if I can work on the business more, I can hire more salespeople, I can work on the systems. If you guys can generate more quality leads, we can sell more clients. My goal is to be at 150K a month in 6 months. Perfect. Now the 10K compared to 160 is not that expensive, right? But compared to 50, it is because that's 20% of their revenue. Well, now it's what, like maybe 7%. So you kind of like really draw out the dream and understand that the 10K is worth a lot more when you showcase where you can take someone. Um, this is like a little fluffy, but again, it's for you guys to understand on how to approach this stage. I don't like to be like too salesy and like too scripted, where it's like, tell me what that moment looks like. Because like that just sounds salesy. But like, if you understand what questions I have here for you, you can alter according to their demeanor. So, what's motivating you to get those results? Why 150? I asked them, like, okay, you said 150. Why 150? What are you looking to achieve there? Because I might extract like a bigger goal and a bigger pain point. You really want to dig deep. Why is 150 so important? Because at 150, I can hire more people, and I can get myself out of the business completely because I want to focus on another business or on my family. Now I'm digging deeper into it. Now the 10K is worth even more, right? Um, how would things change if you did, hit the 150? Why is getting 150 a month, so important to you? So you really want to dig deep and understand why they're looking to hit their goals. Now, ultimately here, you're bridging the gap. So when I say doctor frame, understand how a doctor operates when you go into their clinic. So you go into their practice or clinic, and they're not like pitching it. They're not like, you know, um, this is once in a lifetime opportunity to buy this med. If you don't buy it now, it might never be on the market again. Like, dude, maybe I don't even need that med. Like, I didn't even tell you what my pain points are, right? Like, you're selling me on this, like, I don't know, migraine med, but like, I'm coming in because whatever. Like, maybe I have like a stomach ache. So you understand where like this whole approach is like the patient walks into the clinic, you're the doctor, and you're like, what motivated you to come into the clinic today? Oh, you have stomach ache. Have you tried this? Have you tried this? Right? Have you tried that? What has worked? What has not worked? They're kind of like really digging deep into it to understand what have you tried? What have you not tried? Like, have you tried paid ads with a marketing agency or by yourself? Why do you think it didn't work? Right? You're really digging deep into it because then as a doctor you can actually assess the situation a little bit better and give them the right solution. um, I'm not just asking these questions to close them. I'm asking these questions because I want to offer a solution. If they had a market agency in the past, why didn't it work? Right? If they hire us, like, what's different? It might not work with us either. So I asked, like, okay, you had an agency in the past, why didn't it work? The leads were really bad. Okay, I understand. A lot of times people will say the leads are bad, but what else is going on? Because if hold on. All right, I'm back. I had to take quick calls, but you really want to become a doctor and understand what solution you need to provide to them, because if you sell them the right solution, they're going to stick on longer. If they had an agency in the past and it didn't work, maybe their CRM isn't optimized. Maybe their salespeople aren't optimized to close those deals. So you want to go through this because I tell them, listen, you've had a marketing agency, it didn't work. It seems like your sales are an issue. We can help you generate quality leads, but like, what's the plan with the salespeople? Do you plan on hiring more salespeople? Do you plan on training them? We have methods that we implement for our other clients. We'll be more than happy to assist you there. But in order for this partnership to be successful, both departments need to work out, right? There's three departments in a company. There's sales, operation, and marketing. When you do the marketing, you still need to do the sales in order for you to make sure, in order for you to be successful with us, right? If you're not closing deals, you're gonna fire us. That's not the point, right? But sales isn't our department. But I want you to understand that that's the thing that's holding you back from closing the leads that we're generating for you. So like, I talk about this stuff in a sales call, and sometimes I can scare them away, but like, I'll rather be honest, because guess what? You sell them, you run the ads, it doesn't work. Now you have a bad review because they're like, oh, we hired so and so and we had bad results. You don't want that. So right here is like really bridging gap. Just like, I know that you're looking to hit 150K a month. Right now you're running all the ads. It doesn't seem like you can scale it because obviously you're doing more things. Nor are you really specialized in marketing. Like, that's not your job. What you're good at is running the business. So my goal is to plug in our team so we can help you with the marketing and get you to 150K a month, so that you can focus on the other business and do what you want to do with the family. Right? I'm kind of grouping everything together that they mentioned. And now, like, in this stage, and if you guys are part of Ace Blueprint, here we have a slide that says, are we a good fit? So I want them to qualify themselves. A lot of times we're proving ourselves on why they should hire us. No, like, I want them to showcase that they qualified themselves to work with us. So I usually ask, like, one or two questions here. On the slide, it says, are we a good fit? So ideally, what I'm trying to see is, are we a good fit together as a partner? So when I broke down the fact that, listen, we can generate the leads and we can help you generate quality leads, but we need you to work them. We need you to build a sales team. We need you to report back to us on the leads that are converting so that we can optimize the ads on the better performing ads that are generating the actual quality leads, because it is a partnership. If we don't have this information, we can't give you the best results. My question for you is, do you think that's something that you can do? Considering your current team structure, do you think that's something that you can do? A lot of times they want to prove themselves and be like, yeah, I got it. Like I'll work the leads, I'll close the leads, or like I'll hire the salespeople, or like I'll report back to you. I'm kind of like pre-assuming that we're already working together. I'm questioning them if they're gonna hold their part of the partnership. Because I like to be honest. I'll say like, it is a partnership. I want this to be successful. If you plan on just doing this for 2 months and stopping after, leads aren't converting, there's no point. Like the whole point of this partnership is to hit your goal of 150K a month. But in order to do that, we need to work together, right? Which is true. But most salespeople never take the time to actually break that down. And after they're like, yep, everything sounds good. Like, um, I'll hold up my part of the bargain. Like I'll actually close the deals and report back to you. I usually ask them before I present the packages, is there anything that you're not super clear about? Is there any box that we don't check off for you? Because you want to make sure that we check off all the boxes before we get into the price. Because when you get to the price, all these objections are going to come up where it's like, well, I need to think about it. I need to look at this, or I don't even know what this program is about. Like, don't let that stuff come up just because of the price. So if you're like, do we check off all the boxes? And then he might say, well, I haven't really seen that you've done this for another client in our vertical. Perfect. No problem. Let me actually pull up the case studies and review that with you right now of someone in your vertical, because maybe I didn't bring it up, but now I can. Right. Or um, I don't know what we're going to do with the videos because we're not local. So you guys can't record the videos for us. No problem. Actually, a lot of our clients record the videos themselves on a basic phone. They send it to us on a Google Drive and we edit it for them. So I'm overcoming all these objections that might be like a question mark in their head, so that when they do see the price, there's nothing else that's like still an unchecked question mark for them. And then I pull up the program. So like we have 3 tiers within Gentech. And this is the biggest mistake I usually see. I see people pull up the programs and they'll kind of go through them and be like, you know, which program do you feel like would be a best fit for you right now? And the problem there is that you're not offering a solution. You're offering them programs, and they're always going to choose the cheapest program, usually. But even if they choose the most expensive program, they're still like choosing, like they're in charge. If you're the doctor and I told you all the issues I'm dealing with, the doctor doesn't give you 3 different meds and they're like, which one do you want? No, they tell you like, hey, you need this one, right? You need this med. You need to take it twice a day after you eat for 6 months, right? They tell you exactly what solution you need. And then, say the patient is like, well, how much is the med? And they're like, well, usually insurance covers it, but if they don't, it's $1,000 a month, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if I can afford $1,000. Is there anything cheaper? Well, this is the only med that's going to help you, right? So as a patient, you won't choose another med just because it's cheaper, because it won't help you. You'd rather not do anything at all, right? But you're here for a solution. So whenever I present, I tell them exactly what program they need. And I don't say you get a CRM, you get a funnel, you get this, you get that. No, like I tie every service to their pain point. So when I say you get the CRM setup, I say that because, you know, you need the CRM because right now, all the leads that you're generating, you're not tracking them. And if you can't track them, you don't know exactly who closed from what program or what ad. And we can't trace back to the ads to showcase exactly which ones are the best performing. Or if the leads are low quality at the moment, we tell them that they need the funnel, because the funnel will qualify leads and add more friction to divert the low quality leads, right? I explain why every step is important, because otherwise they see funnel, they see CRM, they see all this. A lot of times what they say is like, well, I already have all that. Well, if you have it, why is it not working? Because it's not optimized correctly, right? So I break it down, like the funnel is designed to do this. Oh, it's not doing that for you right now because it's not set up correctly, right? Um, the ads like aren't performing well. I know that you're running ads, but the strategy is incorrect. Usually when I'm like pitching our services, I can say you can hire people to do the service for $100 a month. I can find you people on Fiverr right now in India to run the ads for you. You don't need someone to run the ads. You need someone that knows how to get your results utilizing the ads, right? So when you get to the programs, there's two slides. One is all the programs with no prices, because you don't want them deciding on price. You want to go through the programs, tell them exactly which one they need. If they're like, I agree with you, you're like, perfect. You go to the next slide. You say the program is 10K. Ideally, at this point, you overcame all the objections. If you haven't overcome the last few objections, and then they're like, okay, what are the next steps? Don't send them an email. Like, don't complicate it. Just like, perfect. If you're on a Google Meet, which you should take your calls on, you say, here, I just pasted the sign up link for you in the chat right here, which is the Stripe link. You send that, get them to sign up, schedule the onboarding, and be like, all right, perfect. Your onboarding's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Um, our team's also going to send over the service agreement, so you know everything that's included that we talked about. If you need any changes on the service agreement, just let me know. We can take care of that. I just don't want to delay the onboarding because I want to get you results as soon as possible. And that's it. That's a sales call. So it's really being a doctor. And one tip that I always like tell people is, if you're talking more than prospect, you're gonna lose the deal. A lot of times I see salespeople that are just like talking, and they ask these questions, and they respond like the prospect responds, and the salespeople get back on just like pitching their ideas and like their vision. Like no one really cares about your vision, right? Everyone cares about talking about their own problems and what they are dealing with. So let the prospect speak more than you and have fun with it. Another rule that I usually follow is like, if you don't make the prospect smile, you won't get the deal. Make them smile. Make them have a good time on this call. Like they're investing 30 minutes or an hour on this call. Let them know that you're human. Like they can trust you. They like you. And at the end, after you go through all this and you give them solution, they'll also know that you know what you're talking about, right? So this $1 million script works for any high ticket program or service, whether it's coaching, agency services, anything that's like high ticket. It even works with like home improvement stuff, right? Because if someone has a leaking roof, you go through the pain. Have you tried this? Have you tried patching it? Why did you decide to call us? When are you looking to initiate the repairs and so forth? So hope you guys enjoyed this video. On the bottom of this document, I also have some objections of how to overcome them. Like I said, this document is on my website, which I'll attach the link within the description below. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. If you guys aren't part of Agency Blueprint yet, I'll have the link below, but you can also DM me on IG. Just DM me the word CEO to learn more about the program. There's 3 levels to the program. If you guys are just starting off working basic 9 to 5, we have an entry level program. If you guys already have an agency that's making between 5K and 30K a month, we have a group coaching level. And if you're making above 30K a month, we have a one-on-one level where we really dissect your agency and take it to the next level. All right, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye.